My friends, do not worry. Miss Rebecca is here. She just needed to get some Blistex. Blistex is not a proud sponsor of this show, however. In fact, like I said, she's right here.
My mask got stuck on my eyeglasses.
Hi, Mr. Becky.
Hello, Miss Ingrid. Hello. As you know, my name is Miss Rebecca, or maybe you don't know because you're a first-time tuner-inner.
Yeah.
My name is Miss Rebecca with the Shaler North Hills Library, and this is Preschool Express. But
Hayden and Brady are here.
hello, Hayden and Brady.
Yay.
But you do not need to be a preschooler because we're just cruising into some stories and having a good time, my friends. Hello, Isabel and Claire and Addison,
Chisa and Tallulah.
Anybody who's out there.
Anybody. Hello, everybody and everybody.
Really?
Hayden and Brady. Yep, indeed.
Hayden and Brady.
Yep.
Well, my friends, I'm happy to be back. Shall we get started?
Yeah, I have to say, I love the book Amazing Grace, but I am someone who judges books by their covers.
Well, sometimes you can't.
I know, and because I see these covers and I'm like, wow, except for Amazing Grace, I don't know about that Midnight Unicorn cover, dude.
Well, you know,
I'm just being transparent.
Feel like, let's guess. The Midnight Unicorn cover, if you had to guess what 5-year time span this was published.
That has to be around the time of that 80s, that, I'd say that's published between like 83 and 89.
See, I'm going, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going 89 to 94.
Okay, all right.
Should we find out? Or
Yeah,
should
let's
we wait
find.
till we read it?
Let's wait till we read it.
Will we remember our guesses?
I said, what'd I say?
I'm 89 to 94.
And I'm 83 to 80.
4?
I thought I was doing 5 years.
I know, I lied.
84. I'd say
Is that 87?
83 to 87.
Okay, you're 83
All
to
right.
87. I'm 89 to 94. We'll
right.
find out
When it's time for that
the
book.
Midnight
Yeah,
Unicorn.
yeah.
But you can't always judge a book by
Dude,
its
you
cover.
can't. The little old lady who lived in a vinegar bottle, horrible cover.
So
Wonderful
good.
book. Oh my
Should
gosh.
we do that next week?
Dude, that's a good one.
Not the cover, though.
Oh.
It's rough.
Hatchet by Gary Paulson. Horrible cover.
Horrible.
Book blew me away.
It was good.
Mm.
I was a little jealous of
Oh,
it.
wait. Dear Mr. Blueberry is one of Emily's favorite books when she was a kid.
Very cool.
Dude, that's really
it's a
cool.
charmer.
It looks really cute, actually. Like,
It
at first
really
I didn't like
actually
it,
is.
but then I was like, dude, I do love blueberries.
I do.
You
I mean, I do
don't?
if they're
Oh
in
my
stuff.
gosh,
I
I
don't
love
like when
blueberries.
stuff squishes in my mouth.
Okay.
It's the texture.
I respect that.
And when things are too sweet that I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
but I like baked goods, but not real sweet.
Sweet fruit.
Yeah.
Okay. Or sweet baked goods. You don't like sweet baked goods either.
Not super sweet.
So you don't like cotton candy. Okay. All right. That's cool.
I don't like candy. I'm not a big candy.
You like
eater.
chocolate.
Like I like Take 5
Right.
bars.
Because they have the
But
pop.
I wouldn't
They have the
buy-
pretzels in them and nuts.
Yeah.
It's the blend.
See, and
The
then that's your
salts.
protein.
Well, Take 5 bar. That's practically like a health food.
A what?
A health food.
Fiber?
Take 5 bar.
Oh,
Right?
I think that's
Yeah.
what I think.
Yeah. Right. It's
chock
got
full of
protein and fiber. Yeah.
Well, my friends, we are going to actually get started with the program now,
That was
singing the
it,
same song we sing each and every time to get started. What is it? What is it? ABCs, you're right. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Whoop! Here we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What are we going to do now? 1, 0. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, reach for your toes. If you're happy and you know it, reach for those toes. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, reach for those toes. If you're happy and you know it, play the drums right here on your knees. If you're happy and you know it, play the drums right here on your knees. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, play the drums right here on your knees. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, get out your octopus tentacles. If you're happy and you know it, get out those octopus tentacles. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, get out those octopus tentacles. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! Very nice, friends. Give yourselves a little round of applause. Are we ready to get down to business?
Which one's first?
Well, I thought we'd do Amazing Grace first, or should we do the Midnight Unicorn first?
Do Amazing Grace first. I haven't heard that in so long, and I was going to read that this week, and I'm glad I didn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Here we go, my friends. Amazing Grace by Mary Hoffman. Illustrated by Caroline Binch. Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace.
Here we go.
Okay.
Grace was a girl who loved stories. She didn't mind if they were read to her or told to her or made up in her own head. She didn't care if they were in books or movies or out of Nana's long memory. Grace just loved stories. After she had heard them, and sometimes while they were still going on, Grace would act them out, and she always gave herself the most exciting part. Grace went into battle as Joan of Arc and wove a wicked web as Anansi the spider. She hid inside the wooden horse at the gates of Troy. She went exploring for lost kingdoms. She sailed the 7 seas with a peg leg and a parrot. She was Hiawatha, sitting by the shining big sea water, and Mowgli in the backyard jungle. Mowgli?
I can't remember. It's from Rudyard Kipling, right?
The Jungle Book, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Most of all, Grace loved to act out adventure stories and fairy tales. When there was no one else around, Grace played all the parts herself. She set out to seek her fortune with no companion but her trusty cat, and found a city with streets paved in gold. Or she was Aladdin, rubbing his magic lamp to make the genie appear. Sometimes she could get Ma and Nana to join in when they weren't too busy. Then she was Dr. Grace, and their lives were in her hands. One day, Grace's teacher said they would do the play Peter Pan. Grace knew who she wanted to be. When she raised her hand, Raj said, "You can't be Peter, that's a boy's name." But Grace kept her hand up. "You can't be Peter," whispered Natalie. "He isn't black." But Grace kept her hand up. "All right," said the teacher. "Lots of you want to be Peter Pan, so we'll have auditions next week to choose parts." She gave them words to learn. When Grace got home, she seemed sad. "What's the matter?" asked Ma. "Raj said I can't be Peter Pan because I'm a girl." "That just shows that Raj knows nothing," said Ma. "A girl can be Peter Pan if she wants to." Grace cheered up. Then later she remembered something else. "Natalie says I can't be Peter Pan because I'm black," she said. Ma looked angry. But before she could speak, Nana said, "It seems that Natalie is another one who doesn't know anything. If you can be anything you want, Grace, you can put your mind to it and be anything you want." On Saturday, Nana told Grace they were going out. In the afternoon, they caught a bus and a train into town. Nana took Grace to a grand theater. The sign outside read, "Rosalie Wilkins in Romeo and Juliet," in sparkling lights. "Are we going to the ballet, Nana?" asked Grace. "We are, honey, but first I want you to look at this picture." Grace looked up and saw a beautiful young ballerina in a tutu. Above the dancer it said, "Stunning New Juliet." "That one is little Rosalie from back home in Trinidad," said Nana. "Her granny and me, we grew up together on the island. She's always asking me, do I want tickets to see her Rosalie dance? So this time, I said yes." After the ballet, Grace played the part of Juliet, dancing around in her room in her imaginary tutu. "I can be anything I want," she thought. On Monday, the class met for auditions to choose who was best for each part. When it was Grace's turn to be Peter, she knew exactly what to do and all the words to say. She had been Peter Pan all weekend. She took a deep breath and imagined herself flying. When it was time to vote, the class chose Raj to be Captain Hook and Natalie to be Wendy. There was no doubt who would be Peter Pan. Everyone voted for Grace. "You were fantastic," whispered Natalie. The play was a big success, and Grace was an amazing Peter Pan. After it was all over, she said, "I feel as if I could fly all the way home." "You probably could," said Ma. "Yes," said Nana. "If Grace put her mind to it, she can do anything she wants." The end, my friends.
It's a good story.
Give yourselves a little round of applause. Very nice. We are cruising into Red-Eyed Tree Frog by Joy Cowley. Photographs by Nick Bishop. Haven't you always wondered about red-eyed tree frogs?
I have. Are those the kind where you lick them and you get sick?
Well, I don't know. And I feel like a good tip for life would be
Don't lick a frog. I know. I remember when Ellen DeGeneres did a thing when they found that out, that if you lick frogs, it can mess with your mind. And she was like, how did they ever figure that out? Like who was the first one to be like, hey, here's a frog, let's lick it?
Probably you just keep your tongue in your mouth.
Yeah, don't lick a frog.
Don't lick things.
Yeah.
Don't lick your shoe.
No.
Don't lick your hand.
No.
Don't lick anybody else's hand.
No.
Don't lick the ground.
I mean, like a lollipop's okay.
Well, yeah.
If you just unwrapped it
or
for somebody.
Fudgesicle.
Addison said it's gross. Don't lick frogs, dude. Allison, we know Allison.
Addison's on top of it.
Addison is like super smart,
Yeah,
dude.
you
Yeah,
don't
why
lick
would
a
anybody
frog.
lick a frog? I don't know. This is weird.
People are crazy.
It's so wacky.
Red-eyed tree frog.
Wacky. Okay.
Evening comes to the rainforest. It's getting to be nighttime. The macaw and the toucan will soon go to sleep. But the red-eyed tree frog
Oh,
has been
look. Sorry.
asleep all day.
Dude, he's so cute. I still wouldn't want to lick him, though.
Like 6 things just fell out of Ingrid's pockets.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry.
Kapow, kapow, kapow.
Because I had to look forward at that sweet little frog.
There's the red-eyed tree frog.
Oh!
He wakes up hungry. What will it eat? Here's an iguana. Frogs do not eat iguanas. Would you eat the iguana? Yeah. I mean, maybe some places they do. I really don't know. Do iguanas eat frogs? The red-eyed tree frog does not wait to find out. It hops onto another branch. The frog is hungry, but it will not eat the ant. It will not eat the katydid. Look at that. Will it eat the caterpillar? No! The caterpillar is poisonous to the red-eyed tree frog. Something moves near the frog. Something slips and slithers along the branch. It is a hungry boa snake. The snake flicks its tongue. It tastes frog in the air. Oh, look out, frog! Bing!
Ow!
What did the frog just do to get away? It jumped! The frog lands on a leaf far away from the boa snake. What does the frog see on the leaf?
Dude, is that a real frog?
A moth! Crunch, crunch,
Oh.
crunch, crunch. Moth. Do you eat a moth? No! But red-eyed tree frogs eat a moth. The tree frog is no longer hungry. It climbs onto a leaf. The red-eyed tree frog shuts its eyes. First 2 are open,
So cute.
and 1 is open, then both are closed, and it goes to sleep.
Dude, look how cute they are.
Don't its eyelids look like pretend eyeballs?
They're so sweet, like Spy Tree Frog.
Yeah. As morning comes to the rainforest. So the red-eyed tree frog sleeps during the day. What other animal sleeps during the day? Ooh. An owl.
Possums.
Possums. A bunch of other animals.
Yeah.
Raccoons.
Yeah.
I want to see a raccoon during
Night
the daytime.
shift doctors and nurses.
Well, they're not animals. But that is true.
I know.
Anybody who has a profession in which they work overnight
Yeah.
and sleep a lot during the day.
Yeah.
Now, my friends, I have a special treat for you today. We're at our intermission time. As you know, we read our first 2 books. We still have our 2 books to go. And we have a guest intermission singer today. Let's switch.
I can't believe Miss Rebecca asked me
This is one of my
to do her
favoriteest
favorite
songs
song. I was super
that
excited.
Missing sings.
All right. It goes like this.
Don't tell me not to sit.
That's
for
not
I
it.
Simply got to. If someone takes a spill, it's me and not you.
That's-
Don't tell
that's
me
not
you're
it.
allowed to rain on my parade. Oh, I gotta fly once only.
Well,
if I want to.
Friends, I think this is the price we pay for a special guest appearance.
Sorry. I remember which one you wanted me to do.
Do you need to stand up? Do you want to sit down?
Yeah, I'll stand up. I'll stand up. All right.
Yes, life is goofy and the.
That's not it.
You take one from the left. take one from the right. They meet in the middle and they dance all night.
La 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 waka waka la 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 la.
They made up a dance called the whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo-doo-doo. Then they waved goodbye, bye-bye, and they walked away, bye-bye, and there were two. Two from the left. Take two from the right. We meet in the middle and we dance all night.
La 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 waka waka la 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 la.
We made up a dance called the Snips Galore. Snippy snip, snippy snip, snippy snip, snip, snip. Then we waved goodbye, bye-bye, and we walked away, bye-bye, and there are four. Three from your left. Take a three from your right. We meet in the middle and we dance all night.
La 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 waka waka la 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 la.
We made up a dance called the Pick Up Sticks. Pick them up, pick them up, pick them up, up, up. Then we waved goodbye, bye-bye, and we walked away, bye-bye, and there are six. Four from the left. Take four from the right. We meet in the middle and we dance all night.
La 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 waka waka la 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 la.
We made up a dance called the Bend and Straight. Bend straight, bend straight, bend straight. Then we waved goodbye, bye-bye, and we walked away, bye-bye, and there are eight. Five from the left. Take five from your right. We're gonna meet in the middle of the dance all night.
La 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 waka waka la 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 la.
We made up a dance called the clap, clap, clap and clap again. And there are 10.
Woo!
I have a question out there for anybody who's an athlete. I'm not an athlete, but I've recently taken up running, but I go very slowly. And Miss Rebecca has really encouraged me to stretch before I exercise, and I do. And I stretched before I ran this morning, but now I find I can hardly bend at all. Is it important to stretch after you run too? I should goggle it. But if anybody knows, just put that in the thing. Should you stretch after you run too? Because I can't like this morning before I look at this, or have my arms shrunken.
I'm banking on the shrunken arms.
And now,
Thank
now
you.
the unveiling.
Missing.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
It's the unveiling.
Now, friends, if
It's
you
the
remember at the beginning, we were
unveiling.
discussing, Ingrid and I, what years we think The Midnight Unicorn by Neil Reed came out. Miss Ingrid thinks 83 to
87.
87. I think 89 to 94.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And now,
Cool. I mean, I love unicorns. I love
Who
unicorns.
doesn't?
Addison loves unicorns. Addison also told us about Fiona. What year? What year?
2005. Wait,
Are
wait,
you kidding me?
hold on.
No. Wow.
Okay, my friends, here we go. The Midnight Unicorn by Neil Reed, published in 2005.
Wow.
Oh, it's a unicorn and a dog.
That's
I think
nice.
it's going to be good.
Yes to the unicorns. Yes. I knew Addison loved unicorns.
Millie heard the jangling of Casper's leash and put down the clay unicorn she was shaping. Anywhere special you want to go today? Asked Dad. The park? Millie cried, her eyes shining with excitement. Okay, said Dad, but wouldn't you like to go somewhere else for a change? Aren't you tired of visiting that same stone statue? Millie shook her head. She couldn't explain it, but the park, and especially that one statue, were the most important things in the world to her. There's her clay unicorn. The park was quiet except for the sound of dry leaves crunching under their feet as Millie led the way down the path. Almost there, almost there, almost there, the quick rhythm of her feet seemed to say. One more bend in the path, and there it was, a small stone unicorn mottled with age and weather, slightly mossy around its hooves. We can't stay here long, Millie said, Dad. I'll be right over there on the bench if you need me. Millie ran her fingers over the unicorn's closed eyes and gentle mouth. It had the kindest, wisest smile, and she always felt happy when she was nearby. It's only been a week since I was here, but I've missed you so much, she whispered, stretching on tiptoe to be closer to the unicorn's ear. As Millie pressed her hands against the statue's graceful neck, she felt the stone shiver. Suddenly, the unicorn's hooves lifted off the ground and he pranced right there beside her. You're alive, she gasped, feeling surprised but not afraid. The unicorn pressed its nose softly against Millie's cheek and then bent his magnificent head so she could climb onto his back. The ground fell away beneath them as he sprang into the sky. Casper bounded after them, barking with joy as his paws left the pavement too. Up and up they flew, high over the park in Millie's neighborhood. She kept her eyes shut tight against the rush of wind, and when she opened them, she was amazed to see a bright full moon, a sky suddenly full of stars, and lights twinkling in all the houses below. The town clock struck midnight. As Millie and the unicorn flew over hills and forests and lakes, dark clouds gathered around them and thunder boomed. Storm up ahead! We'll have to fly fast to beat it, Millie called out. The unicorn put his head down and charged through the angry clouds. Rain rushed into Millie's face. She could hear Casper whimpering as he galloped close beside them, trying to keep up. Don't be afraid, Casper, she cried. We've almost made it. As they blasted through the last bank of clouds, Millie cheered and patted the unicorn's strong neck. He swooped down low over the tops of glistening moonlit mountains so she could run her fingers through the snow. It's beautiful here, said Millie, but could we find somewhere warmer now? The unicorn whinnied softly, and in no time at all, they were gliding through the warm desert night. Millie waved at the sleepy camels far below on the shimmering red sand dunes. I've never seen the ocean, Millie told the unicorn. Could we go there too? Do you think the unicorn's going to go there? Whoa! The unicorn turned sharply, and soon they were gliding over a sparkling sea. Waves rolled and crashed along the beach, and when Millie looked closely, she could see that there were other unicorns prancing in the foam. The unicorn spiraled down, 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 right into the breakers. Millie laughed as they bucked through the salty spray, racing the others. Casper was panting and falling behind, so Millie gently pulled on the unicorn's mane. He climbed easily into the air and landed on a rainbow where Casper could rest. All alone in the dark sea below them was an island. It was lit by a shaft of golden daylight at the end of the rainbow, and Millie saw that a whole herd of unicorns waited on the beach. Look at them all! One by one, the unicorns welcomed Millie, nuzzling her neck with their velvety noses. When she had said hello to all of them, her unicorn led her to rocky paths she could explore and crystal clear streams she could drink from. Butterflies and the scent of flowers filled the air. At last, exhausted by all their adventures, Millie, Casper, and the unicorn lay down in the soft grass. Butterfly wings fanned them into a deep, calm sleep. Wake up, sweetheart. It's time to go home. Millie opened her eyes and looked up at her father. Were you worried about me, Dad? I was gone all night. The unicorn took me to see the mountains and the desert and the ocean, and Dad gave her a hug. You have a wonderful imagination, Millie. But it was real, she started to say, and then stopped herself. She and Casper and the unicorn knew the truth, and that was all that mattered. Ready to go now? Asked Dad. Almost, said Millie. She stood beside the statue and kissed its smooth forehead. Thank you, my midnight unicorn, she whispered. And as she turned to follow her father down the path, Millie was sure she heard the unicorn whinnying a soft goodbye. The end, my friends. The
That was
Midnight
deep.
Unicorn.
I gotta think about that more.
Give yourselves a little round of applause. My friends, are you ready for our last story?
This is Emily's favorite book when she was a kid.
I hope I do it justice, Emily. Dear Mr. Blueberry by Simon James. Dear Mr. Blueberry. Dear Mr. Blueberry, I love whales very much, and I think I saw one in my pond today. Please send me some information on whales, as I think he might be hurt. Love, Emily.
Dear Emily, here are some details about whales. I don't think you'll find it was a whale you saw because whales don't live in ponds, but in salt water. Yours sincerely, your teacher, Mr. Blueberry.
Dear Mr. Blueberry, I am now putting salt into the pond every day before breakfast, and last night I saw my whale smile. I think he is feeling better. Do you think he might be lost? Love, Emily.
Dear Emily, please don't put any more salt in the pond. I'm sure your parents won't be pleased. I'm afraid there can't be a whale in your pond because whales don't get lost. They always know where they are in the oceans. Yours sincerely, Mr. Blueberry.
Dear Mr. Blueberry, tonight I am very happy because I saw my whale jump up and spurt lots of water. He looked blue. Does this mean he might be a blue whale? Love, Emily. P.S. What can I feed him with?
Dear Emily, blue whales are blue and they eat tiny shrimp-like creatures that live in the sea. However, I must tell you that a blue whale is much too big to live in your pond. Yours sincerely, Mr. Blueberry. P.S. Perhaps it is a blue goldfish?
Dear Mr. Blueberry, last night I read your letter to my whale. Afterward, he let me stroke his head. It was very exciting. I secretly took him some crunched up cornflakes and breadcrumbs. This morning I looked in the pond and they were all gone. I think I shall call him Arthur. What do you think? Love, Emily.
Dear Emily, I must point out to you quite forcibly now that in no way could a whale live in your pond. You may not know that whales are migratory, which means they travel great distances each day. I am sorry to disappoint you. Yours sincerely, Mr. Blueberry.
Dear Mr. Blueberry, tonight I'm a little sad. Arthur has gone. I think your letter made sense to him, and he has decided to be migratory again. Love, Emily.
Dear Emily, please don't be too sad. It really was impossible for a whale to live in your pond. Perhaps when you are older, you would like to sail the oceans, studying and protecting whales. Yours sincerely, Mr. Blueberry.
Dear Mr. Blueberry, it's been the happiest day. I went to the beach and you'll never guess, but I saw Arthur. I called to him and he smiled. I knew it was Arthur because he let me stroke his head. I gave him some of my sandwich, and then we said goodbye. I shouted that I loved him very much, and I hope you don't mind. I said you loved him too. Love, Emily and Arthur. The end.
That was a sweet story.
Isn't it?
And guess what? I wonder if one of the reasons why Emily liked the book is because there's an Emily in it. That's so cool.
My friends, you guys were awesome listeners. Give yourselves a big giant round of applause. Now, as you know, it's stamp time. Pull up your sleeve if you have a long sleeve. Shut your eyeballs and think of what you want your imaginary stamp to be. I know what mine is.
I bet I know what yours is too.
Okay, put it in your ink pad. Put it on your arm.
Is it a whale?
It's a red-eyed tree frog.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a whale.
I have a real whale stamp.
Oh, yeah. That is nice. That's a nice tree frog.
Thank you. And like how you pointed out one time, your stamp pads make believe too. So it's like the colorful red-eyed tree frog. It doesn't have to be just
Yeah,
one
just
color
just one
stamp.
color. It doesn't have to be red. It doesn't have to be green.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
My friends, thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye, guys. Have a blessed
Bye.
weekend.
Nice
Thank
day.
you.
Don't
Bye.
lick frogs.
Bye. Yeah, don't lick
Or
any
anything.
frogs. No, or whales. Or unicorns. Or Peter Pans. Except unless it's peanut pan peanut butter.
Well, unless you're allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, don't do
lick
that then.
Don't,
Yeah.
don't lick
Don't-
anything.
Don't lick
Keep your
anything.
tongue in your mouth.
Yeah.